Hi everyone, it's Bev here, your mental health coach, providing tips, tools, techniques and advice, helping you to stay mentally strong in these unprecedented times. So the topic for this video is saying no. Do you find it difficult to say no? What's that all about? Well, in this video I want to squash some beliefs that we might have around saying no, and then leave you with some things that you may consider when next you have to say no, or when you want to say no. So why do we find it difficult to say no, do you think? Is it because we think that saying no is negative, blunt, rude, or abrupt? Is that the reason? Do you find it difficult to say no because you think that people won't like you, that you're not a nice person? Do you have the disease to please others? Bring all your requests, I will do it because I'm such a nice person. Or is it that we don't want to let the side down? On the rare occasions that you have said no, have you been eaten up with guilt and it's not worth the stress and the strain? Why is it that you find it difficult to say no? Here's another one. It could be that you can say no to strangers, but you just can't say no to your family. Another one, it might be that it's easier or better in your eyes to say yes because someone's done you a favor in the past, or you never know when you might need a favor in the future. So saying no is really a complicated thing. But I want to challenge one thing. Why is saying no a negative? What is negative about saying no to going somewhere that you don't want to go to, with someone that you don't want to go with, or taking on work that you don't want to do? Actually, saying no is prioritizing your life, deciding what you want to do and what you don't want to do. And that's your perfect right, isn't it? And saying no is being authentic, true to yourself. This is what I do. This is what I believe in. Saying no is living your life in integrity. So when I say yes, I mean yes. And when I say no, I mean no. And this is where you can find me. People know exactly where to find you and how to take you. So how did we lose this ability to say no? Considering that as a child, no is one of the first words that we learn. We learn mama, dada, and no. Well, the reason why we find it difficult to say no is because of our conditioning. I'll give you an example. Let's say that you as a child, you didn't like peas, right? No, I don't like peas. What would happen to you? What would the peas providers say to you? You might have heard something like this. You don't like peas? Do you know how hard I work to put food on the table? Or, you don't like peas? Think of all those starving children across the world that would give their right arm for the peas. Well, there's your guilt trip right there. So we learn guilt. Or what about this test of wills? Like, you don't like peas? You will learn to like peas. Tell me how that is possible. Or you will sit there and you will eat those peas. You will get those peas for breakfast, lunch and dinner. And if you don't eat the peas, you can go to your room and you will not have what you want. You won't have the foods that you want. So this test of wills, it's so much easier, isn't it, to give in, because that's where pleasing others comes in, whereby we feel that if we don't eat our peas or we don't do what people want us to do, that we're not a nice person and we're letting the side down. And I'm telling you that all of those are myths. So if we can be conditioned, we can be unconditioned. It is a slow process, but here are some of the things that you may consider when you are wanting to say no. Well, the first thing that you have to get away from is the belief that saying no is rude. It is not rude. In fact, saying no like this, no, or no way, that may come across as rude. Or saying no in a sarcastic way, that may come across as blunt. However, if someone makes a request of you, Bev, would you like to go out for a drink? Thank you for asking me. On this occasion, the answer is no. Do ask me again. Or if I don't want to say all of that, Bev, would you like to go out for a drink? No, thank you. So you've got the no and you've got your politeness. So there's nothing wrong in that. Now, that's number one. So remember, saying no and being polite. Number two that you may consider is don't give an excuse. Don't make up lies because, they have short legs and they might come and bite you, where. So give a reason if you want to, but you don't have to. You don't have to, because sometimes when we give long, protracted reasons and excuses, we actually wind ourselves up into a knot, and we think, it's not worth it. So don't give an excuse. You're not on this planet to excuse yourself to other people. Your no is a no. So that's number two. Number three, beware of your body language. So 55% of face-to-face communication is determined by body language. 38% is determined by tone of voice. And 7% is determined by content or the words. So if you say no with a smile on your face, then you're giving people mixed messages. And what do you think they're going to go towards? The 7% over here or the 55% over here? Now, I'm sure that people don't say no with a yippee doodah smile on their face. It's kind of like that sick smile, like, I don't believe. No, they're not. They're going to ask me. They're going to ask for £20. They're going to ask me to do extra work. And this is what people are reading, and they're reading it as a positive. So what you need to do is make sure that when you say no, that your body language supports what you're saying so that the person gets the full message. Another thing to consider is that if your body language is weak, you're looking kind of pained and you've got that kind of sick smile on your face, that it enables people to push. Oh, go on, do me a favor. Oh, just this one time. But if you say, no, thank you, there's very little for people to grasp and to come in. I should also say that if you are in, whenever the shop's open or whenever a salesperson is trying to sell you something, no, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. Say that 3 times and that salesperson will be on their way. I guarantee it. Linked with the body language, make sure, if you can, that you don't use weak language like, I'm sorry, I'm terribly sorry. What are you apologizing for? Your time? No. Don't say stuff like, I can't. What are you, 5 years old? No, I choose not to. That's the best way to do it. And the last one that I'm going to leave you with is that guilt is when you've done something wrong, and there's nothing wrong with choosing how to spend your time, doing what you want to do and with whom. So get in the habit of saying no, because by saying no, you say yes to yourself. That's one thing. And you also buy freedom. So I'll leave you with that. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next time. Stay safe.